Hello everybody, and welcome to the 300 subscriber celebration for the MSP Aviation channel. It is just crazy that we have gotten to 300, and especially the exponential growth that we have seen since 200 subscribers. I can't thank you all enough for just the crazy growth that we've seen, and to all the support that I've received since the beginning of this channel. It's just been incredible, and I can't thank you all enough for getting me to this point. It has meant so much, from my first subscriber, who was my dad, to my 50th MC Plane Spotting. Shout out to MC Plane Spotting, by the way. My 100th One World Aviation. I'm not sure who my 200th or 300th were, so if you are one of those, please let me know, because I would like to know, just to thank you. But as of right now, I do not know who those people are, but if you prefer not to share, I completely understand, and that is completely okay with me. But the channel has received some significant growth, crazy growth in this past month, because we only hit 200 like a little over a month ago. And I would like to just do two special shout outs here to Central Texas Aviation and Andrews EWR Aviation, because they both have given me shout outs recently, and that is what I would like to credit with for a lot of this growth that I've seen lately. It just means so much to me. Two of my fans, I am fans of both of their channels, and just that they would do that, it just means the world to me, and I can't thank them enough for all this growth that I've received lately. So definitely check out Central Texas Aviation and Andrews EWR Aviation, and New Jersey Trains too. New Jersey Transit Trains and JT Trains, so it's officially called. They're both great channels here for your rail fans and AF geeks. But it's just been an honor to have all the support, to have all of you guys who have supported me out there on the internet about my passion. It means the world, and this is why I started the channel, so I could share my passion of airplanes with the world. And well, here we are. I guess it's been successful. I'm reaching over 300 people. It's just incredible. So thank you all so much for the 300 subscriber milestone. If you remember, at 200 subscribers, I made a promise. That promise was that the 200 subscriber milestone celebration video, I had a challenge that, unfortunately, due to technical issues, failed, and I couldn't get the footage for that. I lost all the footage, but I made a promise that for 300 I would do what I did for 200, but never was able to post. So, well, that's what I did. So the rules for this challenge, as I like to say, it's not really that much of a challenge, but I just wanted to paint it like, you know, those cringy YouTube challenge videos, because why not? It's also loosely inspired by Jet Lag the game, even though I'm not crossing the country, world, or Europe. So it is loosely inspired by them, but just going to the 3 model airplane stores in the metro area. So basically, the rules for this challenge were go to all 3 model airplane stores in the area, in the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area, and there are 3 of them which I would consider close enough to be airplane model stores, and that is Hub Hobby, DG Pilot, and Scale Model Supplies, and buy something from each of those stores. And do that all in under 2 hours. So that is the plan of attack for this video, and we will see in this next footage that we will roll starting right now. Let's get into the challenge. Not even 10 minutes in, and we already have a massive traffic jam. Suddenly this 2-hour time frame isn't looking so great. We are approaching Hub Hobby. First store. Hub Hobby, not really model airplane store per se, but they do sell model airplanes inside. So now entering the store, and already see right there, model planes. And we're now in voiceover mode. So yes, we're now inside Hub Hobby. Here are the model aircraft here. These are all the 1 500 and 200 Herpa
models. All this top shelf is Herpa, so I got a lot of my past Herpa models. Now I move down to the 1/400 stuff. Got a lot of Gemini, Phoenix. Phoenix models are pretty overpriced, but they do have a really good selection of Gemini here and some older ones too. Qantas A3A there and some more Phoenix over here. Now down here, there's some of Gemini, really good selection of Gemini here and some older ones too.
Not even 10 minutes in, and we already have a massive traffic jam. Suddenly this 2-hour time frame isn't looking so great. We are approaching Hub Hobby. First store. Hub Hobby, not really model airplane store per se, but they do sell model airplanes inside. So now entering the store, and you see right there, model planes.
And we're now in voiceover mode. So yes, we're now inside Hub Hobby. Here are the model aircraft here. These are all the 1/500 and 200 Herpa models. All this top shelf is Herpa, so I got a lot of my past Herpa models. Now I move down to the 1/400 stuff. Got a lot of Gemini, Phoenix. Phoenix models are pretty overpriced, but they do have a really good selection of Gemini here and some older ones too. Qantas A3A there and some more Phoenix over here. Now down here, there's some of Gemini 200 and more 1/200 scale stuff on this other display case here. These are all out of the box. Some really nice models here. You got that Allegiant 752 there. That's pretty cool. British Airways Concorde. And then we move over here. This Continental 737. And one of my favorite models here, this Nock Mini Saab 340. Hobby is also home to one of they're the largest seller of Darren models in the area. So here we have a bunch of these Darren models here. And they also have a good collection of Skymarks aircraft available for purchase. Here we see a good amount of them right here. Some that caught my eye here. We got this JetBlue. Looks like an A220. I think it was taped to the box below. Maybe it was an UN90, but
One store down, 2 more to go.
And we are now inside DG Pilot, the local model airplane store here in St. Paul, Minnesota. They have a great selection of Gemini, NG, JC Wings, Phoenix. They specialize in more the newer stuff. They don't have a lot of the used stuff. But here we have some Gemini Jets 1/400 scale models. Good collection of those all here on the shelves. And here we go with some Gemini 200s. So yeah, they're a great store. Some great people there. Definitely recommend you check them out if you're in the area. Just like all these stores, they're all really great. Have gone there for years to purchase model airplanes. Here are the NGs, and they have a great collection of NGs. Here are some more NGs, and they also had some JC Wings over there, Phoenix models, and also 15% off, or 25% off actually on these defective.
2 stores down. 1 more to go. We are now at Scale Model Supplies. And this railroad crossing here, this used to work. I don't know why it's not working anymore, but there you go.
So yeah, Scale Model Supplies, they have a lot of old models. You can see here a lot of Dragon Wings. They more specialize in model railroad stuff. But you know, they have a good selection of model aircraft too here, and that is why I come to this store, as they have a lot of rare aircraft. Here, a 1/500 scale Silver One for Southwest, American MD-82. Well, I already have that model, but that was the box for the model that I got previously. It contained a different model inside. Here we have some of their kits and stuff. And they have a good selection of those here. I've gone to this store for years. They have a little bit of Skymarks here. Here are some cool models that I was debating getting in the Gemini 200 stuff. We'll see which models I did end up getting after this is all said and done. But great selection of models here. A lot of Aero Classics, Dragon Wings, as I said earlier. Continental 707 right here. That was really cool to see. An old Gemini jet. Once again, the Dragon Wings. This is an amazing store if you want to look for some retro models, especially rare models. So they have a lot there. Here's a Pan Am 707, American MD-83, and that was really cool. And they also have a clearance section here, but this sadly did not feature much in terms of model aircraft, as you'll see here. But a great store to go to, definitely one that I'll come back to for a lot of these retro models. They're really cool. Here's the airplanes in the defective area, not a whole bunch, but that was really cool to see there at this store. Final store done. Now to unbox it.
So I have now made it back, and we have the 5 models ready to unbox here. Some that I'm really excited about showing to all you guys, and these models will always have a little more sentimental value to me because they were the models that I purchased for the 300 subscriber challenge. I think that's pretty cool. That I mean, it's not like I'm monetized or anything, but I feel like all of my subscribers will have a little bit closer connection to these models here, as I did them for this weird challenge that I made up the rules for, and that I did pretty much as just an excuse to buy airplane models, right? So with that being said, we will now get into the review and unboxing of these models, which I am super excited to get into because we have some beautiful models in here. We'll start with what I got at Hub Hobby, and it is the Amerijet 767-300 ER BDSF. So yes, here it is. This is a March 2021 release by Gemini. Same one with the Delta CRJ 900. So I now have quite a few of the aircraft in that one. I still don't have Steve the Eagle or Frontier Steve the Eagle or the Southwest 737-700. I believe there was some other 1400 releases that I don't have, but I definitely have quite the collection from that release. So I guess that's pretty cool. So we will get this now out of the box here. And here is the Amerijet International, the Amerijet Cargo 767-300. So all out of the box now, getting into the review. We have the cockpit windows up here, and the L1 door here, the nose gear, and the cargo door, of course, because this is a cargo aircraft. I also have the Amerijet International billboard titles here, and the cheat line that goes all the way down leading into the tail. We have the engines here, which are just completely blank on this one, which would go with the aircraft, which is also pretty much just completely blank. Here's the winglet, same design on both sides there, but very beautiful 767 winglets here, very big ones. You know, we love winglets here. I mean, who doesn't love winglets? We have the American flag there, and then the registration number 349 Charlie Mike. Actually, you know, as a mentor pilot says, or actually this might have been Captain Joe. I always get those two mixed up for some reason. But Captain Joe said that winglets are kind of sex appeal for airplanes because, of course, you'd rather get the winglet version because it's just so much prettier. Had to be said. It had to be said. And then we'll just zoom in here on the tail with the star with the A here for Amerijet. So yeah. You know, they didn't have too big of a supply there at Hub Hobby. And I did want to get this for my recently announced Princess Juliana Airport St. Martin model that I will be doing eventually. I'm just in the collecting phases, collecting models for that one. This is one that I needed for St. Martin. So it's looking very nice, and we'll definitely do a great job at St. Martin. Not that they really get the 767 too much, it's more the 757 from Miami, but they still do get the 767 on occasion, and it's just nice to have an Amerijet model here. And it is definitely looking very nice here. So good job on this one, Gemini Jets, and hope to use it in some future airport updates, probably at St. Martin. Although I did quickly want to mention here, I forgot to really go over the box too much, but yes, I mentioned it before, but yeah, Hub Hobby's pricing is a little bit overpriced. That was $55 for this one, and I could get it at some other places for like probably $10 cheaper. But you know, it's nice to have Hub Hobby in the area just to go to. And I'm not going there too much, pretty much because of the prices, and their selection is not as big as you can find at some other places. And they do get just the used models or I don't think they're all used, but they mainly focus on getting the used models because they are more of a secondhand store, and that is okay. They've more focus on RC stuff and model railway, as you might have seen in the video, but they definitely still have a good selection of these Gemini models. Actually, I don't really think I showed too much of the RC stuff, but they have basically half their store is for RC planes and cars and helicopters and you name it. They'll have it in that RC section, so that's pretty cool that they have there. I've never purchased anything from that side of the store. I mainly focus on, I used to get all my Darren models from there. That's why I have such a big Darren model collection, is because I used to pretty much buy all of them from either Amazon or from Hub Hobby. So shout out to Hub Hobby for that, because they do have the large local selection of Darren models. And so now Hub Hobby has recently been expanding into getting some more Gemini Jet models. So that's pretty cool to see there, and that'll be what I focus on getting there in the future. If I decide to go to Hub Hobby, I can focus on the new Gemini stuff. So really cool to see there, and a really nice model here by Gemini Jets. And now moving into the store that you're probably all most familiar with. Yes, it is DG Pilot, located in St. Paul, Minnesota. A store that I highly recommend you check out, as they have a great selection of newer models, and they also have a great online presence, and I'm sure that's where most of you buy. If you buy models from DG Pilot, you're probably buying them online, as they have a pretty big online presence, and that's where most of their orders come from, I imagine. But they also do have a retail store, and I go there quite often actually, so we'll get into my finds here. We'll start with this one. So technically this was not a purchase. I already purchased this online, and I just picked it up. It is the Alaska A321 in the Mortal Love livery by NG Models. So a brand new NG release. Super excited to get into this one. The box is looking absolutely beautiful, with got the two Chesters there. There's the fade from the red into the blue on the box. Already getting me hyped for the model and how beautiful that's going to look, because I'm sure NG's going to do a great job. Here's the Alaska logo right there, and the digital rendering of the aircraft. Then Alaska on this side. This is the red side of the box, and once again there's a fade here, but it's the same thing. But just a gorgeous box here for a gorgeous airplane. Believe it or not, I used to not really like the Mortal Love livery. I know how can you do that, but it has grown immensely on me, and I am excited to get this model out of the box, out of the cradle. And here she is. So here we go with the Alaska A321 in the Mortal Love livery. So this is just a gorgeous model here by NG Models already. I mean, just the paint on this thing is incredible, how they're able to get this much detail into this model. I know it must have taken a lot of work to get this so accurate, and they did a great job. NG did. So we'll go over this one. We have the cockpit windows up here. I'm not sure what that says, but that might be something to the Alaska and Virgin America merger, which is why this and the 737, the Mortal Love livery in general, exists. As you can see already on the registration, this is a Virgin America registration. They did used to have A321 Neos, A320s, and A319s, and that's why Alaska got those aircraft from Virgin America. Since then, they have retired the A319. However, they still do have the A320, but they probably will be retiring that soon, unfortunately, as well, which is pretty sad. But I'm imagining these A321 Neos will stick around for a little bit longer. But we have the L1 boarding door here, and then the nose gear down there. Move further back here, we have the giant Mortal Love billboard titles up here, celebrating the merger of Alaska and Virgin America. As I believe this is the Virgin America red, and that's the Alaska blue. So they just did a gradient to commemorate the merger of the two airlines in a beautiful fashion. We have the engine down there, which is purple, with the Alaska logo right there. Look at that right there. It's a tiny Alaska logo, but it is still there, doing some subtle branding here, which I guess is kind of nice. That they're not like really selling themselves too much here, because this is to celebrate Virgin America as well. So I guess it's good that Alaska isn't selling themselves too much here on this one, but they're really selling the absolute beauty of this aircraft. So moving further back here, now moving into the blue side, the back side of the aircraft, we have the registration November 926 Victor Alpha, and then Chester on the tail. Love to see him, of course. So yeah, I mainly just got this model because of how absolutely beautiful it was. I don't really need it at any of my models, because Spokane doesn't really get the A321neo, but wow, it is just a beauty. I was originally on the fence about whether I wanted to get this or not, because I got the Southwest, and I was thinking maybe I should save money and not get this one. And I was going to use, at that time I preferred the 737. Preferred it on the 737. Since then I have changed my mind, and I definitely do think it looks better on the A321neo. It still looks great on the 737, by the way. But I was thinking maybe I should wait until NG releases it on a 737-900, because I figured they might do that now that they put all the effort into making it on the A321. But it was worth it just to get it on the A321 and just to have this amazing piece. And I definitely do think it looks better on the A321 now. Some spotting by Northern Wings MN kind of helps me with that perspective, and now me appreciating this one a little bit more. So yes, both of the aircraft look absolutely beautiful, but just a great addition to the collection here with this Alaska A321neo in the Mortal Love livery. That is 2 aircraft down, but we're not done with DG Pilot yet. We still have one more model to unbox from them. And it's been a while since I've gotten some cargo aircraft, but we are really hit it hard with the cargo aircraft this time, as we now have a Lufthansa cargo, the Gemini Jets 777F for Lufthansa cargo. I wanted to get the flaps down version, but they didn't have that one in stock, and I figured, fine, I'll just go for the regular flaps up version. I guess I did save a little bit of money by getting this one. It is a little bit interesting that the Lufthansa boxes are different than the other ones. They're the silver color and blue, but I guess it does look a little bit more like their aircraft, so that's probably why they did it. But we'll get this one out of the box, and wow, there we go. And here we have the Lufthansa Cargo 777F. We will get into the review here. We got the cockpit windows up here. We have the Lufthansa logo right there on the nose landing gear, L1 door, Lufthansa Cargo titles right there. And then this says Good Day USA, and it's a little bit chipped there as well. There's a little bit of chipping on this model. I did pay a regular price for it though, so I didn't get any defective discount on this one, which is fine. It still looks a-okay and will look great on the display shelf. So I'm okay with that little issue there. You can also see a little bit of chipping on the wings there. Here we have the massive G90 engines, as they should be, looking great. And then the wings, which, as you can clearly see, are not flaps down as advertised. I would have preferred to get the flaps down version, but they just didn't have it in stock, and I'm okay with getting the flaps up just because I want to get a Lufthansa cargo aircraft. And we have the cargo door back here, and I guess that's a little window there. Here's the cargo door in the rear of the aircraft, so in the front of the aircraft, like on the Amerijet 763. And we have the registration Delta hyphen or dash, whichever you prefer, Alpha Lima Foxtrot Alpha, and then the German flag and the UN flag, EU flag. Why did I say UN flag? That would be interesting if it was the UN flag. It is the EU flag, which actually in Germany they do fly the EU flag ahead of the German flag, which is kind of interesting that they do that, because most countries they fly their own flag and then they fly the, their state and then city or whatever. At least that's how it is in the U.S. But in Germany it's actually like I think it's the UN flag, then the EU flag, then the country, if there's someone important visiting, then that country's flag will fly, and then the German flag, which is kind of interesting and also pretty selfless by the Germans there. So that's an interesting flag factoid there. Then we move to the back. Here we have the Lufthansa tail and the new livery. I definitely prefer the old one by a lot over this new one. I mean, this is like the definition of Euro white, I must say. So well, their old one was pretty Euro white too, but I definitely prefer the older one over this new livery. And but this is also my first aircraft in the new Lufthansa livery, so that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it here. Oh shoot, we have some residue here. I don't know if that's a paint bubble or what. Oh yeah, those are some big paint bubbles there. Or actually no, that might be part of the rudder. They don't feel right. They're not on the other side. I think those are paint bubbles. They're right on the seam of the rudder. So that, I don't know, that might be just, I don't feel like that's the detail. I don't think that's the mold. I think that is a paint bubble. Sorry about that being out of focus. But yeah, all the antennae are looking great. Never mind, they're not all looking great. That one's messed up. Gemini kits. And then we have the main gear down here, which do tilt, and that looks just amazing right there. And looks great gear tilt, making for absolutely great butter landings. Yeah, so this is the beautiful Lufthansa Cargo 777F. Glad to have a Lufthansa Cargo aircraft, as I have wanted one for a little while now, and this one will do great in that spot. So good job, Gemini, on this one. Not your best job ever. I definitely prefer the Amerijet look over this one, but you know what? They definitely came through, and it'll be a great model to have in the collection. So thank you to Gemini and to DG Pilot. And finally here we have the Scale Model Supplies store, and I decided to get 3 models from them, 2 of which you will see here, and 1 of which will hopefully be in a future Red River Aviation video, but we will see about that in the future. But for now we have 2 models to unbox here on the channel, and this is the last store. Once again, this one is located in St. Paul. We have 2 retro models here. So the first one is the American Astrojet 737-800, and this is the old one. This is not the new Gemini Jet or NG version, which were 2 that I was considering getting, but yeah, I got the older one because I saw it there for 30 bucks. Why not? So yeah, you can see the plastic here is very much yellow. Not looking too great. But here is the model here, or the box rather. Just going around it is the old silver box, which I must say I do slightly prefer over their new boxes. I mean, Gemini has always had pretty clean boxes. They seem to have really professional boxes. As they're, I mean, they're boring, I must say. They are a bit boring, but they are professional about it. Yeah, this is really yellow. Look at how yellow this is. I mean, it's not showing up very well on camera. I don't know, maybe you can see a little bit better on the blue, but it is very much yellowed. For some reason, the nose piece and the foam here weren't attached to the aircraft. I'm going to try to take this out without touching the polished metal here. I did get this secondhand, so it probably doesn't even matter at this point. That's everything at Scale Model Supplies is secondhand. Nothing new there. But here is the American Airlines 737-800 in the Astrojet livery. This is the old one with no winglets too, so that's pretty interesting there. So now getting into the review, we have the cockpit windows up here with the eyebrow too, because this is, you know, retro, this is old. We have the little sun saving the pilot's eyes there without the reflective sun beaming into their eyes, which is nice. Got the Astrojet titles down there and the line that goes all the way across in the Astrojet livery. L1 door, and I don't know what that little logo is there. Sorry about the bad glare right here, as we're getting all the light concentrated right there, but you can almost see the pencil. Yeah, you can see a little bit there, pencil on the reflecting on the aircraft. We have the American Airlines, big American Airlines titles going all the way down the aircraft. The overwing exits and exit paths. And here is the engine and the same little wing dip down thing, which is something weird on this old Gemini 737-800 mold, but there it is. This is, again, there's no rolling gear. This is an older one, and there's also the cradle wings. Registration on this one's hard to read. I'm going to go consult the box here. It is November. Box is even harder to read. It's all weird and chipped up. Well, not chipped up, but it's all pixelated. Let's see if it says here in the flap. And I'm not seeing. Here it is. Registration number is November 951 Alpha Alpha. So there you go. That's the registration for this aircraft. Going to the vertical stabilizer here, I got the Astrojet right there, and then the old American Airlines logo right there. So yes, I could have gotten the Gemini or the NG version, which would be more accurate because that does have the winglets, and you know that will be more accurate. But I don't know. I saw this one for $30 there, and figured I might get it because I was considering getting those two, but I just haven't been acting on it because I haven't really found the appropriate time. And why not? It's another American 738 that I can use if I need to, and I really like the livery too on this one as well. So cool. It's a really cool livery. Good job on American for embracing their past with this livery as well. Also, if this model came out in 2001, I did not know that the Astrojet livery has existed for that long, which that is really crazy that they've had this livery for so long. And I must say it's a really nice model by Gemini. I'm glad that they had it there at the Scale Model Supplies store because I don't know where else I would have been able to get it. So good job on Gemini, good job Scale Model Supplies store. Beautiful model here, glad to add it to the American Airlines fleet. And we have one more to unbox from the Scale Model Supplies. This one I'm sure my retro collectors will definitely appreciate. It is the Continental 707 by Gemini Jets. Another old one. You can even see the Retro Jets logo right there. Let's see what years. This was a 2000 release. This is my second oldest model then. So how about that? I believe it's, I think it is my second oldest. No, actually no. The FedEx one is older. This is my third oldest model. So the Northwest World plane, obviously that's going to be the oldest. That probably will be my oldest one for, unless I'm really lucky in finding one of the original Gemini 747s. But that's probably not going to happen. And there's the FedEx MD-11 by Dragon Wings. But here is this model here. This one does have the proper nose gear covering and everything. But here is the Continental Airlines 707. Great retro model, great display piece to have here. And wow, this looks very retro indeed. So I know nothing about this livery whatsoever. I just saw it there. I thought it looked cool. International Golden Jet. Not very gold, most of it's white, but I can see the branding that they're going for there. You have the cockpit windows up here. And the Continental logo down there, the old one. On boarding door here, you got the Continental Airlines titles. We have the two overwing exits here, which are interestingly placed in the 707, how there's like 3 windows in between. I don't really get that. Here you have the engines down here. The classic 707 engines, which are tiny. And moving further back to the aircraft, we have the American flag and the registration, November 17322. Another Continental Airlines logo back there, and then the International Golden Jet Continental tail, which is very gold indeed. And the little, that thing, which I forgot what that is. So yeah, thing on the 707, that's kind of iconic. Once again, the landing gear do not roll here. There's the Gemini Jets logo on the belly. Yeah, it is a very nice model, a very nice display piece. Don't really know much about it, just kind of saw it there. I thought it looked cool. And yeah, so nice model here by Gemini Jets. Glad to get some of their older stuff again. I've been getting a lot of retro models lately, and these two are definitely no exception, as my legs are falling asleep right now as I am recording this. But that is no big issue here, as I am glad to record all these models for you guys, as this was a really fun video to do, I must say. Even though I went broke recording it, I'd say it's all worth it here. We got some great models, and some models to go back to as well. Scale Model Supplies is a great store if you're looking for some retro models, some secondhand models perhaps. They have a lot that you can't find anywhere else, and I mean anywhere else. Where can you find this Continental 707? Where can you find the American Astrojet without the winglets? Next time I'll be going there, I plan on getting a Frontier 737-300, old Dragon Wings. They have a lot of Dragon Wings there, so if you're interested in that stuff, they have plenty there. So definitely look out for that. Next time I go there, I'll be definitely getting that Frontier 737-300. Maybe not, that's what I said last time I went there, but I clearly did not come away with it this time. Decided to get these two other models instead. But I'll be looking for that Dragon Wings Frontier 737-300 next time I go there, but they have a lot, and you could definitely see there the Southwest Silver 1. That was very unique there. That's the Herpa version, of course, not the new Panda models version. And that was in 1/500 scale, though. So it wouldn't fit my fleet anyways. I don't know. I'm probably not going to get the Panda version, though, because I don't need it. But if you are interested in a Silver 1, definitely check them out, because that's looking really nice here, my Panda models. Yeah, it's just some great models here. They have a great selection. All these stores have a pretty good selection of aircraft, and then in case of Hub Hobby and Scale Model Supplies, they also have other things, a lot of model trains if you're into that. And Scale Model Supplies also has some NASCAR stuff, car stuff. I used to collect NASCAR die-cast and have quite the collection of that as well. And they have some old NASCAR die-cast and stuff like that there. So that's also quite interesting. But now I'm more in the model airlines side of things, model airplanes. And I also have some of my older models here in my collection that I have bought there, like the Swiss A320. That one I got there. And the Hapag Lloyd 737-800. I also got that one at Scale Model Supplies. And I also have a lot of my 1/500 scale stuff. My old 1/500 scale stuff was from Hub Hobby, including the American TWA 737-800. And then DG Pilot, they also have a great selection, an amazing selection of newer models. They don't really do the secondhand stuff, but they do. They get all the new shipments in and have a very great business going there. And always love purchasing from them and going into the store and chatting with all the guys there. It's really nice. So definitely, if you're in the area, check out some of these stores. This video is to inform all of you out there to the model stores in the area. You know, I'm kind of already doing the outro. I'll just bring in all the other aircraft in here. You know, just do one more shot because I am basically doing the closing remarks here. We'll just bring these all in. And so yeah, here are all the models unboxed here. Definitely check out all these stores if you're in the area, or at least the ones you can make it to, because they are all really nice. Great people at all of them, and the Scale Model Supplies and Hub Hobby have been a big part of my childhood, and now I'm gravitating more to DG Pilot as I'm purchasing a lot from them now. But they're all really great stores that have a great selection of model aircraft, model trains, RC stuff in the case of Hub Hobby, secondhand stuff, new stuff, whatever you need, they'll have it. So definitely worth look if you are in the area. But that will do it for this 300 subscriber celebration video. Once again, thank you so much for 300 subscribers. It really means the world to me, and I can't wait to keep pushing out more content for all you guys out there, as you are all just amazing, and I can't thank you enough for your support in my channel and allowing me to share my passion about airplanes. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. Thank you all so much for 300 subscribers, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.